Peace, welcome to Essence Tarot. This is going to be a divine masculine, divine feminine, and karmic third party reading. We're going to see what's going on with this connection. Okay, so we got a card that flew out. Just a second. Alright, so the first off, we have the first card was the Magician card. Alright, looks like the masculine. And everybody in this connection, but mostly the masculine, feels like they can be the magician, the master of their own minds. Okay, so we have that you can do anything, take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. Alright. And then the second card was the Hermit. Alright. So we have find or be a mentor. Take a break from society. Okay. A commitment to your spiritual growth. And let me see. Give me one more, Spirit. And then we have the Wheel card. Okay. You got the Wheel card. So you have delays are over, sudden unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. Alright. So when it comes to this third party connection, this is why I pulled 3 cards. Spirit is pretty much saying everybody's on their own individual route. Yes. And that you don't have to deal with anything toxic. Excuse me for a second. I'm trying to pick up a card. Okay. So the card that came out and fell out of nowhere is Awakening. Alright. So Spirit is pretty much saying on this third party journey where you have the masculine dealing with karmics or you have the feminine dealing with karmics, however way you take it, whatever resonates with you. Okay. Spirit added an extra card to this lineup. Alright, so you do have the Magician card. Spirit is saying that everybody's to their self, everybody's to their, even if the masculine is dealing with the karmic energy right now, he is still dividing, he's like separating himself as well as the karmic separating herself. And then you have the feminines, the divine separating themselves. Okay. Taking the time away to more likely work on them. So if they're with the karmic right now and they're dealing with the karmic, they are not emotionally attached to them. They may be physically attached to them, but they are disconnecting. Everybody's disconnecting themselves. You have some that's disconnecting themselves by physical base, but then you also have some disconnecting themselves emotionally and mentally. Okay, you got the sudden unexpected changes that will happen out of nowhere. So as these as you guys in this connection, this third party connection, heal, okay, from the pain that's being caused from the illusional thinking, okay, stuff will start to move forward. Like things will start to come back on the cycle. Like it will start to take full circle when it comes to this connection. Okay, so they're saying like once the masculine disconnects itself from the karmic, it will take a toll of separation. And then what's going to happen is the masculine is going to come out with a blank slate, and then he would automatically drift, if he's following his fate, following his destiny, as well as vice versa, feminines following their destiny, you will align. So you do got the Wheel card. Okay, so once you come out of this empowerment, okay, Spirit is saying that it's an awakening. Okay, so you will experience, everybody's experiencing their own awakening. So if the karmic is dealing with the masculine, the karmic has definitely learned something out of this connection, and that this masculine was definitely not the one for them, and what to look for in in their next lesson. Okay, did it have to happen? No. Okay, because they could have found this peace within self, just thinking. Okay, some people just have to learn the hard way because they're hard-headed in this case, and those who validate that they had to learn the hard way only means that they just was hard-headed and didn't accept the answer in the beginning. Because what Spirit will do is give you 2 choices. Okay, it's the choice of purpose and it's the choice of getting off path. What happened when people learn the hard way is they get off path, and what happened when people who continue on purpose will listen, and it will just happen. You don't have to always have the knowledge to know better. Okay, you could just flow with the universe, flow with fate, flow with your intuition, and it will guide you directly through it. So when people say, you had to learn the hard way, that's not all true. Yeah, you had to learn the hard way when you chose not to excuse me a second, when you chose not to accept the true way. Okay, you went another route. You pretty much took a detour. So yeah, you had to pay the price for that. We can't continue if we learn that it was the wrong way. If we learned, okay, because in this connection you're learning that taking that alternative route is not the right thing to do when it comes to the first option. Okay, if people wants to be too many people want to be opportunists when it comes to the magician card. Everybody becomes very open to suggestions as of new relationships or old relationships or something other than so a lot of you guys been pushed back. Okay, you went back on that cycle. It seems like you went down this road before. Some of you guys even had like a bunch of deja vu happen as if you've been here before. Now there's good deja vu and there's good deja vu and there's bad deja vu. The bad deja vu is you on the same path. The good deja vu is that you're moving forward, and you will know the difference. It's all based on the energies that come through when it's necessary. Like how they were showing movies that when you get lost in the woods, you tend to come around and you seem like you're going in circles. People get frustrated. Okay, people get frustrated. That's bad deja vu. Is that they keep seeing the same situation. They're getting tired of it. So that's bad deja vu. Good deja vu is, wow, I haven't been here before, not that I know of, but I know this is where I need to be. Okay, that's good deja vu. So there's always a polar opposite to each other. Just like you have male, you have female. Just like you have good, you got bad. Just like you got rich, you got poor. It's always going to be just like you got a light, you got dark. It's always going to be a polar opposite to a situation. It's only really two. Okay, so it's really not hard to you don't choose the right decision. If you choose not to take the right route and you want to be the magician, you will go on a hermit. When you choose the right path, you will go straight to awakening. Okay, but if you choose to take a detour and not take the right route, you will go back on the cycle. So if we divines and twin flames, soulmates, whatever you want to call yourself, decide to get over your ex and move on to another situation without healing, there's a consequence for that, because spirit don't want you to be in third party situations. They don't want you to balance all this out. It should naturally balance itself. Someone is not supposed to be there and one is. And when you have three, it's imbalance. Okay? It's imbalanceness. So in the numbers itself, it's imbalance. Okay? Two feminines, one masculine. Two masculines, one feminine. No, it needs to be masculine, feminine. Masculine, feminine. Okay? Energy. Too much feminine energy will just balance it out. Will be imbalanced. Will not balance it out. It would, and then it's vice versa. Two masculine energy with one female. It don't mix. It's not going to. It's too much energy. Okay, it's too much energy. Too much energy overflowing. Like if you pour too much water in a cup, okay, it will overflow. There's no room. Okay, the journey is not for all that. Okay, the journey is for ascension. You pour enough in the cup, you've learned, okay? You'd learn not to overfill it the next time. But remember, it took common sense, which means that the cup, I just seen 1111, which means the cup is only limited. So you don't want to get greedy and overfill the cup. So what's happening is that the masculine's cup got too full, couldn't handle all that energy, and decided to back off. All right, so some of you guys may see that your masculine might have pulled away, okay? Might have pulled away, or your feminines might have pulled away, what they would call the runner, okay, because it's too much. So they would rather only take what they are familiar with, not what they recognize with. What they recognize is they don't understand, but what they're familiar with, they understand. The programming is that I know what it's like to date multiple people, but I don't know what it's like to just be alone for the rest of my life. So the unknown is what they fear. We fear the unknown, but you only fear the unknown because you don't trust in the knowing that's guiding you, because the knowing is there. Okay, so that's just another excuse for the masculine or feminine runner to choose another route. We are choosing the alternative route, and when we choose that alternative route and not the true route, the purpose of being here, because you chose to come here, you chose to be in the vessel that you came, and people need to understand the reality of it all. And even if your partner doesn't want to be with you, you have to accept that they're not ready for you. Okay? Because if you become, people get it all confused. If you were manifested a man, you are a man. If you were manifested a woman, you are a woman. You had a choice during the creation cycle. And during the creation cycle, you had no sex. And when there was just no, you was just a sperm and you were an egg and you became a fetus, but you chose to be what you are, to have this experience. You chose to be a male. You turned out to be a male. You chose to be a woman. You can't renege on this, because that is, we have to accept. We have to learn to accept what it is that you are today. Okay, not saying you have to. Who you were then is who you should be now. Okay, like the choice you made in the beginning. And this is why we have to wake up out of this. And this is why we're awakening. Okay, because we have to start accepting who we are. The time is now. Delays are over. No more BS. It's time to wake up now out of this third party situation. Somebody has to be the bigger person. Okay, and wake up. All right, wake up out of this reality of toxicness. Okay, during this time, because you got the hermit, during this time of isolation, people are coming in, people are coming out. All right, people are coming back out to the world and coming out new people, awakening. They're coming out awakened. Okay, so if they was shacked up with somebody, they realized that this person was not all that crept up to be. They're ready to make better decisions. Okay, so let's move on. What else, Spirit? Okay, so we have understanding. Okay, waking up from your, waking up from your amnesia. Okay, you guys are starting to understand. All right, which is good. On this third party connection, you realizing your self-worth. Okay, so you got honesty. Okay, people are waking up and being honest, which is good. Then you have the cycle. The cycle is definitely being broken. We talked about that. Talked about breaking that cycle, which is good, because it's not about just partnership here. It's about individuality. So we have beauty. It's awesome. You have beauty. So it's you guys coming up out of, like I said, when you're coming up out of quarantine. Oops. You have fragments. Okay. You guys are breaking free from this illusion, and you're pretty much. Give me one more card, Spirit. So we do have deceit. Okay. Which is a good line up here. So you're understanding. Okay, as I would say, you're understanding who you are along this journey. Okay, as like beings. Okay, when it comes to the Magician card, you're learning to be understanding. You're learning to be like any actions you're choosing to take. You're not just taking reckless actions anymore. You're being honest and you're being understanding. So you're learning to listen and you're learning to be truthful on what you feel like you need to speak on. So if the masculine was dealing with a karmic, the masculine is telling the karmic how he truly feels. It's vice versa, feminine with the masculine, or karmic to karmic to feminine. everybody's expressing how they feel. There's some apologies going on here. Um, if they have not yet told you that they were sorry, you felt that they were sorry. Energetically, people are either backing off, blocking you. Everybody's just dissipating and going their own separate ways. So they're breaking the cycle. Okay, during this hermit mode, people are being honest. They're seeing the beauty within themselves, and they're breaking the cycle. Okay, they're breaking that. They waking up from that amnesia feeling. Okay, excuse me. So they started to see the beauty in things. And now is the time to see the truth in things. They started to see the beauty within themselves. Okay, so living in, like, that third party connection is starting to dissipate itself. There's no type of, like, there's no one trying to hold on anymore. Like, I've been getting this in my readings lately, that separation is definitely happening for the third party situation. The masculine, if you're a masculine with a karmic, he's pulling away mentally, and eventually will take the steps to do so. Because even though he's healing the beauty of things within himself, okay, as well as the masculine energy healing. The masculine could be a feminine with masculine energy as well. But they're healing, they're breaking the cycle and seeing the beauty within themselves, and they're healing from the fragments, the toxicity that they were causing, as well as others has caused them, So they're awakening, okay? By them awakening, they're starting to heal. Okay, they're starting to heal the pieces, and some of them are starting to see the deceit that they have caused, the deception and the bad behaviors that they have caused others, and they're apologizing. If they haven't said it, they will eventually apologizing and telling you how they truly feel about you. But it's like they have to heal that fragment first. They have to see the beauty within themselves to wake up and realize that, dang, I really caused a lot of pain out here. It's time for me to heal that peace within someone else, and someone else has healed that peace within them, which is themselves. They've been very deceptive, and they know this. Okay. Them being very deceptive has caused them, like, during this time of, isolation from others, being in someone else's control, they realize that they don't have as much power as they thought they had. Okay. So let's see. So we got bondage. All right. Some of them have bondage. Some of them have been married to their karmics. Some of them had children with their karmics. Okay. But some of them, they want to break free. They don't want to feel like they have no other options. Like, some of them really try to be nice because of, some of them trying to be honest, and some of them trying to break cycles. With the cycles that they're trying to break is the bondage from people who they shouldn't be with. Okay, so they out there breaking bondages. Some of them may burn some bridges along the way, but they have to clear that energy. So they're breaking the bondages. They're breaking those personal bondages that they have with people. Okay, like I said, they're not really holding on to the karmic anymore. They're pretty much telling the truth. Like, it's like some super arguing going on, though. It's not sweet. It's definitely not sweet. The cheating, the infidelity that's been going on in that relationship has been exposed. Okay, it's being exposed as well. Okay, but it is the cycle that they're breaking free from is bondage, and so it's honesty that's making them do that. I said, okay, so you can't wait to connect and physical. Okay, so the cycle is that they're gonna get back on that cycle of beauty. Okay, they're ready to come out of this quarantine, and they broke free. They're breaking free from that cycle. So now they want to meet with their divines. Okay, now they wanting to meet with their divines. So they can't wait to see you in physical. Okay, so we have red flags. All right, so pay attention to those red flags. All right. Make sure that when they do come, and you guys do meet, and you guys have this conversation, and you guys start to heal, the fragments that's caused you, because you will speak about the pain that's been caused dealing with the journey. Okay, You got the beauty and you got the fragment. So you guys will, Spirit is pretty much saying the red flags will be that you may argue a little bit, but it is only to clear out and heal. Okay, so when you start to really get frustrated, tend to step back a little bit, and don't, force the conversation. Okay, don't, when you do try to address the infidelity or the cheating or the talking to another karmic or whatever with your partner, pay attention to the red flags, of course, but make sure you guys are only doing it to ascend. Okay, clear your energies to ascend. All right, so let me see what else. All right, so yeah, so you do have peace of serenity. Okay, so like I said, make sure that when you guys, the goal must be peace and serenity. All right, so when they come, they're coming with an offer. All right, they come into those who they are divinely connected to. So they're leaving their toxic situations, but they're coming to the truth. And as they awaken and come into the truth, they're going to want to come to you in the physical. And they're going to want to bring you peace and harmony. But you do have to pay attention to the red flags. Some of them still glitch. Some of them still dealing with ego. Okay? So yes, they know you have their heart. They know you have the key to their hearts. Okay? But be careful. Like I said, be mindful. Some of them are still immature. Some of them are still childish. Okay? I'm going to pull one more card. Some of them are still healing. Like I said, pay attention to the red flags. They will come in, but they may come in, like immature, giggly, and, overly loving. And you might just the feminists might start, yes, see, this is the masculine. All right. So pay attention to some of them who are coming in and they're still healing from past pains, but they are awakening. So hear them out, but pay attention to those red flags. Okay, the red flags that they're giving out is that if they still holding on to past pain, okay, which would be the fragments of, being in that demonic behavior, okay, and they have not yet awakened, step back, okay, because some of them will come to you, still unhealed and still unfulfilled. If they still holding on to that karmic energy, protect yourself. Okay, shield your heart. So yes, they come into you. They will come to you. These masculines will come to you, but be mindful. You definitely got to pay attention to the red flags. They're not yet all the way awakened. They still are healing. Okay, so yeah, they're on the way. They still have some childishness. They still have that childhood wounds that they have to heal. That still need to grow up. Okay. But the cycle is that they're breaking free, they're being honest, and they're breaking free from the karmic. If they still talking and texting, calling these karmics, pay attention to those red flags. They don't have to be with the karmic in order to still lead them on. They can still text and talk to them. Hey, how you doing? Checking in on them. If they're still doing that, then you step back, okay? Until they completely no longer care about these people, okay? So that is the reading for the third party connection. Okay, make sure you subscribe and like. If you resonate with the reading, go ahead and take it. If you don't, go ahead and leave it. If you want to book a personal reading and find out where you are in your situation, you can. All the information, the pricing, everything is in the description. Peace.